Hello my loves and welcome to Tuesday's video. Today is a bit of a lazy one. I'm just doing a little sort of chatty get ready with me for you. So as you can see, I'm already dressed. I'm just wearing this big grey jumper dress thing from eBay, I think, and some leggings from Anthology, and my little choker which I got as a Christmas present off my friend. So I'm just sort of going to get started, and yeah, so I'm chucking on my moisturiser because I always do that. Things have been pretty hectic around here. I mean, it's been a bit mayhemish. Like personally wise, not really this or work wise or anything. It's just been more sort of like family wise, and there's been a lot going on, and it's just kind of it's been getting to me a little bit, so it's quite nice to just be doing a little bit of a chatty video and talking to all you guys. And yeah, so I'm just going to chuck on my foundation. Today I'm wearing the Revlon Photo Ready Airbrush Effect in Shell. This is a really good and a really nice foundation. It applies really nicely. It's a really good shade. So yeah, but yeah, so it's all been a bit mayhemish. I had a bit of a rubbish time recently. My partner's gran has just been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, as has my grandmother. So it's all been a bit mayhemish, really. It's all been a bit sort of up in the air, and nobody really knows what they're doing, and we're having to get in touch with people and talk to people that we've never had to before, and it's just been a bit chaotic, really. Sorry, I know I'm sort of offloading on you all. It's a bit, but I think that's what a chit chat get ready with me's for, isn't it? It's just sort of so I can unload on you. But yeah, it's been a bit of a hard time. I mean, like, neither of our grandparents are really in the end stages of Alzheimer's or dementia. They're sort of like in the beginning stages, which is kind of worse because we have to deal with sort of the start of the personality changes and the start of the forgetfulness, which I think is kind of worse because you don't really know what's going on inside their heads. They're just kind of not with you. So it's a bit tricky because they're just sort of not there. They're not the person they used to be, and it's really hard to deal with. And then obviously you've got all like the personality changes. You've got the you know, the sort of hard part of it, and you're not really understanding what's going on, and they don't understand what's going on either. They don't know why all of a sudden they're getting aggressive, or they're getting depressed or whatever, and they don't understand why they're getting so forgetful either, and it's very frustrating for all involved because they're very scared, they're very confused, and they're sort of taking it out on the family. They're sort of, you know, they're not really understanding what's happening to them, so it's tricky to sort of manage. But other than that delightful personal thing going on, we've been alright. We've just sort of been recovering from Christmas, you know, financially wise. You sort of start recovering, don't you? You sort of start saving money back up again, and I mean, as you probably saw if you watched my New Year's resolution video, I'm starting to save for mine and Wayne's wedding, and for my driving license, which I really need to take. So yeah, we're sort of saving up money again, and, you know, sort of restarting the year again, which I know obviously New Year kind of indicates that, but there's more to it than just sort of changing what you're doing, like changing what you're up to. It's more sort of, you have to sort of reboot from the year before. So to me, Januaries are always really crappy. I mean, yesterday was Blue Monday, which is the most depressing day of the year. To be honest with you, I didn't have such a bad day, but others might, I don't know. But yeah, I'm using this. This is the first time I've used this. This is one of the Makeup Revolution baked highlighters. So this should be fun to use. I've got it in Peach Lights. So we'll just see how this goes, because I've not actually used it before. So for all I know, it could be terrible. Oh! Look at that. It's blending a little bit, but wow, that's super pretty. Yeah, this is what I kind of do. I like put my highlighter on quite intensely, and then either blend it, or I've got fluff on my eyelash. Either blend it or like leave it to sort of fade throughout the day. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, we've just all started like rebooting for the year, which is always a kind of rubbish part of the year, I think, and yeah. As top it all off, I'm coming down with another cold, so that's always nice. After being so poorly over Christmas, I had the Aussie flu over Christmas. My partner had it just after. He was due to go back to work. He went back to work on Tuesday the 2nd, and that night he got quite poorly. Wednesday he did go to work, but Thursday he was back home and was off until the following Tuesday because he was just so poorly. So that was no fun. Luckily, the little man didn't get it, otherwise that would have been an absolute nightmare. But my mum delightfully gave it to me, a woman who has no business being ill. She doesn't have young children. She doesn't work in a school. She's got no business being poorly and catching dreadful lurgs, which she kindly shared with the rest of us because she's wonderful like that. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of, it's been a bit, it's not been a great couple of months really. I mean, if I'm taking stock of like the past 6 months, it's been really quite rubbish. I lost a baby back in September. I shouldn't have been pregnant in the first place because I have the implant, but it failed, clearly, and I ended up pregnant. I wasn't aware of it until I started bleeding very heavily, and I ended up having a miscarriage, which was quite unpleasant. It's not the first I've had, but it was just sort of, I was more shocked that I was pregnant than anything else. It was the shock that I was pregnant more than the miscarriage that was causing the problem. But it was sad, but I was so early. I was sort of 4 or 5 weeks pregnant. I was so early that, and obviously I didn't know, which also helps, you know. I know that it's no consolation, but I was so early, I didn't know. It could have been a lot worse, which isn't really much of a consolation, but I've had lots of support from my partner and my mum and some other of the older women around me, so that's been quite handy to have them to talk to. But yeah, it's been a bit of a sorry swearing, it's been a bit of a rubbish few months, but things are on the up. Thankfully, things are getting a lot better. I don't want to be such a negative Nancy all this video, but yeah, things are getting better, things are looking up, things are getting exciting. There's a lot going on sort of professionally that I can't really speak about at the moment, but there's a lot going on, and yeah, so it's really exciting. I'm really looking forward to the next few months, which will be really good. So yeah, bring on the exciting. But yeah, so I mean, I don't really know if I have much else to talk about, to be honest. I've been watching Doctor Who. Because on Netflix it says it has 9 seasons, and when you click on it, it says season 1, episode 1, obviously, but I was like, that can't be right, because like the first ever Doctor Who was way back. So I thought, unless they've managed to get it out of the archives, that's like, that can't be right. But it's not. It's The first episode was Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor, and obviously Billie Piper as Rose Tyler. So we've been watching that. We've now watched Christopher Eccleston regenerate, and he is now David Tennant, my favourite Doctor. Let me know down in the comments who your favourite Doctor is if you watch Doctor Who, because I'd really like to know, because everybody's got all sorts of different opinions. I know a lot of people really like Christopher Eccleston, and a lot of people really like David Tennant, and then obviously you've got bloody name now. Matt, what's his face? Little guy with a bow tie. Yeah, him. God, who else? And I know that quite a few people's favourite, like, I know Peter Capaldi didn't really register as many people's favourites. I suppose, like, older watchers would probably appreciate him a lot more, because he was in The Thick of It, I believe. Is he in The Thick of It? That programme where he swore a lot? I think so. I think he was in that. But yeah, I mean, I know that he's not everybody's favourite cup of tea. I haven't actually seen any of the episodes with him in yet, so that will be exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing him. So yeah, I mean, let me know what you think of Peter Capaldi as the Doctor, because, you know, it's kind of interesting what people think about this. To me, anyway, as a massive dork. But yeah, so just let me know, like, what do you guys think about him, and what do you guys think about a female Doctor? Because I think it's moving on in the world. You know, it's a bit like, oh, first Doctor Who, we'll have a first female Doctor Who, and then maybe, who knows, female Prime Minister, female President. It's one of those things, isn't it? When it happens in pop culture, it kind of happens everywhere else in the world. So who knows? Maybe it's the beginnings of a new world. Beginnings of a new dawn. Beginnings of a new day. Sorry, I'm not going to sing Nina Simone. But yeah, so, I mean, what am I up to today? What else can I talk about? Yeah, we're not really up to much today. My son's at nursery. I've got to go and pick him up at 1. It's now 11:20, so I've got plenty of time. Obviously, I've already been out this morning and, like, dropped him off, but I do not put makeup on for that. Because why would I do that? That's ridiculous. But yeah, so he's at nursery, doing really well. He'll be 3 in March, which is insanity. How did that even happen? And I think all parents will sort of agree with me on that with their children. You're like, how can you be 3? I remember giving birth to you like it was yesterday. How are you nearly 3? But yep, he will be 3 in March, which scares me a lot. But yeah, he is doing really well at nursery. He's hitting all of his development milestones, etc, etc. He's slightly behind on his speech, but that can happen, so I'm not worried about it. He's coming along a lot better than he was, like, before he started nursery. He could barely talk. He'd still burble like a baby. Bearing in mind he started in September, so he was 2. But yeah, he didn't really speak a lot. He'd say the odd word, but he really didn't speak much. But now he's sort of coming out with sentences and, you know, asking for things. And he's so funny. Like this morning, for example, he normally gets up between 6 and 6:30. And he was a proper lazy bones this morning, and I had to go in and get him. He starts nursery at 8. Luckily enough, it's literally just round the corner from us. literally like a 5-minute walk. So I was like, I should really go and get him because I haven't heard him. So I went in there, he was wide awake. He was laying in his bed and I said, come on Nick, it's time to get up, it's time to get ready for nursery. And he looked at me and went, no mummy, it's cold. Well, you know, when you're a parent, what can you say to that? What can you say? Because he's only saying exactly what everybody else is feeling on these sort of horrible January mornings. Actually, it's a nice day today, but he's only saying what everybody else is thinking. Like, I don't want to get out of bed. It's cold. But it's okay because I bribed him with Peppa Pig. So, and don't you go about judging me, people. All parents bribe their kids. I don't care who you are. But yeah, so we got him up, we went to nursery. He was such a lazy bones. He didn't want to walk either. Normally he just wants to walk everywhere. But he was just being lazy this morning. Did not want to walk, wanted to go in the buggy to nursery. So I had to drag the buggy to nursery, which is a pain. Luckily enough, they've got a storage box so I can keep it in there, but so I don't have to walk home like a lemon with an empty buggy. Because that's just embarrassing, innit? Let's be honest. Not something you really want to do. Because it is embarrassing. You're a bit like, well, I look like an idiot, don't I? Which, you know, I mean, I'm not opposed to looking like an idiot every now and again, but I think all the time, it's a bit much, you know? It's a bit unnecessary all the time. So, yeah, and my last little step of getting ready today is, well, actually I've got 2 little steps. My second to last step is to put on my lipstick, and today I am wearing Makeup Revolution's Chaffeur. It's one of my favourite lipsticks ever. So beautiful. And it just goes with almost every look. That you want to wear. I mean, the thing is with me, is Chaffeur is pretty much the colour of my lips, if a little bit darker, but it just adds something a little bit extra. And finally, to make sure I'm properly ready, my Zoella body mist, because I love it. It smells so nice. And there you go. That is it. That's me all done. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I will see you on Thursday. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and press the big red subscribe button to see some more of me. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, and yeah, so I will see you on Tuesday. Bye bye.